We're live. What's it saying? Double check that quality.
Yeah, it's clean, fam.
Oh shit. Back again, episode 5, man. On the road again. Two man down, 2 man up. So just running this thing, see how we get on. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I've been slacking on the podcast recently still.
You have, man, you have.
It's been a couple of weeks since I filmed one. I don't know what it is. I just wanted to double check, really, that I'm on purpose, you know. That's been the main thing that I've wanted to do. Every now and then I think it's good to like check in with myself, see if I'm on the path that I should be on. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think every quarter, life changes. Do you get what I'm saying? Like one thing you're on a next flex, then you might discover something that takes up your time and your energy. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's always good to check in with yourself, see if you're on the right path. And I had to do that before I could film again, just to make sure that everything was in alignment. And I think that's one thing I wanted to discuss, really, man, is purpose, boy. Because I think that shit is what kills everyone. Do you know what I mean? Who's not successful or not on not on the path to success. Do you know what I mean? Not knowing what they want to do. It kills people. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's funny you said that, because I was just going to tell you earlier, like, what I've been doing recently, like, when I'm on YouTube, just randomly, I was watching it for what I thought was a different reason, but you just saying that right now just brought me back to it. I've been watching the NFL draft days.
Yeah.
So, like, just like, there's loads of videos. Just type in NFL draft day or like behind the scenes footage. Like, you'll see a bunch of videos. You just click it, you just see like these guys' journeys. You know what I mean? And
there's a show on Netflix as well you told me about.
Called Last Chance U. But that's a bit different. Because that's for guys that were like at a major college and they done bad and then they got kicked out. So now it's their last chance to get back into the big leagues. But these are the guys that actually went to the college, stayed there, and now they're looking to get drafted into the NFL. And I'm telling you, it's so inspiring watching these guys. Like, some of these guys are like 19, 20, you know what I mean? But to say the whole family is relying on you. Like, the whole family, we're talking mum, dad, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, cousins. They're like, mate, if you make it, you, like, yes, the money is there, innit? But at the same time, it's like, okay, because you see what happens, because I watched ones when they got drafted. I mean, it's very emotional. Like, guys are in tears because they know that that's it. But then as soon as they're all happy and then they relax, then that's when they go back to mode. They're like, mate, this is just the first day. You know what I mean? So everything I've done to get into the NFL or into the major league, that was a whole process. That was a whole chapter. But now that I'm in, this is now my first day. Now I've got to do a whole new proving ground. So I proved that I can get into the league.
Now you got to perform.
Now I got to perform and prove that I can stay in the league. And that's a whole different situation. Because let's face it, like, if you just think about the most amount of money you've ever had in your life, however much that may be, you know, once you got it, you know, you still slept that day, you still woke up, you know, you still had a shower, you still went about your business and stuff like that. So just say, for example, like, some of these guys going to NFL, cool, like, in their first year they make maybe 2-3 million. And that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But after the elation of, number one, I'm in the league. Number two, I've got the money. Number three, I can take care of my family. You know, put some, you know, get houses, like, take care of the mums and all that kind of stuff there. Now it's like, okay, now I'm back on the calm ground. So I was here, I achieved, now I'm here, but this is a whole new level, but I don't want to stay at that level. And during the course of people's careers, you can see the guys that excelled, you know, go into like their Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame, all that kind of stuff. And then the guys that just fell off and the guys that just stayed consistent, had a nice career. But it goes back to what you're saying for purpose, that these guys are waking up every day, you know, and you hear them, everyone says it, mate, my only goal was to get into the NFL. That was the reason why I woke up. you know, or to get into the NBA or whatever. That is the reason why I woke up in the morning. Everything I did was for that. Everything I wore was for that. Everything I ate was for that. Everyone I spoke to was for that. All the places I went to, how was it going to affect my game? So there's a party going on over there. I may not be able to go there because, you know, I'm trying to create an image for myself that I can get into these things. And some people do their life like that, you know, like for like jobs, you know, you want to be, I don't know, teacher, doctor, whatever. You know, what are you doing? Like, why are you waking up, you know? Some people, for them, it's their joy to save lives, you know? So doing like heart surgery or something like that, everything that they're doing is like that. You know, you try to tell them, oh, they may even say, oh, come and do, like, someone may say, oh, like, you want some fitness, like, just try out some boxing, you know, to get some fitness. A guy me like, I can't really do boxing. I need to care of my hands, innit? Because my hands are delicate to me. You know, stuff like that. So,
yeah, that's one thing I've been thinking about a lot as well, you know? It's funny you mentioned that. Like, I've been thinking about, obviously, purpose, but young athletes.
Yeah.
A lot, man. Like, because they're the definition of just true life force, like, coming out in somebody at a young age, visibly. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, from a young age, they knew what they wanted to do. They put their fucking head down. They just done it. Do you get what I'm saying? And they reached to the level that they got to. And I think the common denominator, between all of them, is that they were all, like, fully on purpose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's certain guys who, like, even when I go football sometimes, they're like, how come that guy didn't make it as a baller? Like, he's got feet.
yeah.
He's got tech. He could pass the ball. He could do this. He could do that.
Everybody knows someone that should have gone pro.
Should have.
Yeah.
But what's the difference? It's the mind. Do you get what I'm saying? That shit I find ridiculous. Do you get what I'm saying? But I see it in myself because I played sports at quite a high level when I was younger as well. I know people who have in it, so I've been around that energy before. And the difference between those that make it and those that don't is simply the mind. Do you know what I mean? The obsession, bruv, to go out and just make it. Do you get what I'm saying? If you haven't got that, and it goes to every area of life. Do you know what I mean? And I think for myself, it's come at a point now where I'm 22 years old. Or 21, even before that, do you know what I mean? First started to develop it really and understand it when I was around 16, 17, do you know what I mean? Like, I fully got it. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I have to hustle, do you get what I'm saying? I have to be on purpose, I have to be on point, do you know what I mean? But these athletes, from the age of 8, 6, 5, do you know what I mean? 7 years old, like, they had that straight away. And that's how they were able to make it to the top, do you know what I mean? But it's all in a state of mind, man. That's something I've been thinking about a lot that I think is crazy. Because I learnt it years ago, but coming back and revisiting it, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you learn something and then you find the next level of it maybe 5 years later on. Then I'll be there in 10 years from now when I'm in my 30s and I'll say, shit, it's all in a state of mind. And I have a completely different perspective on that quote. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
Like, it's like what they say, isn't it? It's like, oh, like, you make 50 grand in the year. So if you know how to make 50k a year, are you going to stay at that level, or are you going to try and go for the 75, for the 100, for the $250,000, so on and so forth, you know? But it just depends on what level that you meet. Because for some people, for them to make £1 million a year is extremely easy.
yeah, it's true.
It's extremely easy. And them not putting a lot of effort may just result into £1 million a year, you know? And then, of course, there's some guys that can make 10k a year, you know? And, like, they know exactly how to make 10 grand a year. If you say, look, make 10 grand by the end of the year, and we're not talking about save 10 grand, just that you have...
Over the year.
Yeah, you have
that.
like you have received 10k. Guys will be like, yeah, I know how to do that, you know? And it just depends on what level that you're at. But knowing, I think as well, like, knowing why you're doing it also helps. Like, even if the purpose is bad, you know, like you watch them films, like you got the evil villain, you know what I mean? But the evil villain's got some big mansion, you know, he's got all the money to do all these gadgets, you know what I mean? Like, he's got workers for him, you know what I mean? He's probably got, like, the girlfriend, you know what I mean? But you're like, all right, cool. So this guy, he has purpose as well. Even though he may want to do bad things with it, like in the movies or something like that, but he has purpose.
Still knows what he's doing and why he's doing it.
Yeah.
But how do you find it then? That's the main question that everybody struggles to answer. How do you find what you are destined to do in your life?
That is really... I mean, there's a number of ways. I don't think there's just one way. It may have been an experience that you went through, you know, because, like, I watch... Like, not a lot now, but I used to watch like a show called Shark Tank. It's basically like Dragon's Den in the UK, if anyone knows. And they always say, "Oh, how did you come up with this idea?" And 9 times out of 10, the guy will be like, "Oh, well, there was one day I was going to the shop, and then I wanted something, it wasn't there, and I was like, well, like if I need this, I mean, there must be other people that need it, and then blah blah blah, go into the research, and then you create the product." So you could have gone through something in your life, and you're like, mate, like if I'm going through this, then how about someone else doing like that? That's just the way it is. Like, oh, so like I want to get from North London to South London. How can I do that? You know what I mean? Like I can get a horse. You know what I mean? Or I can invent a car, whatever it is, innit? Or invent a bicycle. So
sort of your own pains and problems that you've had in the past can.
It can.
One thing, but you've done the Lewis Mocker purpose process, did you?
Yeah, well, I started. I didn't finish it though. Yeah.
So for those that don't know, I'm on a mastermind program from Lewis Mocker. Shout out Lewis Mocker. If you want to check it out, take a look, man. I would highly recommend it. But he done a whole spreadsheet on finding your purpose. It's mad. That asks you questions about like what was missing in your life from when you was from the age of 0 to 10 years old, then from 10 to 21, what was most missing, and you find that a lot of what was most missing is related to what you crave today. Do you know what I mean? So some people say, okay, what was most missing? I didn't get attention, for example. This is just an example. I didn't get attention from my parents and things like that. So that results in them buying a nice car when they're older, so they can get attention from people and people look at them. Or they love fashion because they didn't get attention when they were younger. Shit like that, do you know what I mean? That's not a literal example, but that's just in somebody's case, that's what they said. So I think that's, man, I'll say look at what you done or what was missing from your life previously, and what do you enjoy doing? Do you know what I mean? Like if you could do something for free for the rest of your life, what would it be? Do you know what I mean? That might be go to the gym. Cool, then your purpose is something to do with fitness. For these guys who are professional athletes, they're like, fuck it, like I want to play football for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to try to dedicate my life and make it to the Premier League or the NFL or NBA, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's all quite related.
Yeah.
And then from there, you just got to ride the wave, man, and stick with it.
Just ride the wave and then try and be better every day at it, really, isn't it? I mean, it depends on who it is. I mean, like, the inspiration can come from anywhere, It can come from anywhere. But at the same time, it's just like, why are you waking up, isn't it? And I think that's definitely what I have, and I'm sure a lot of other people, they just become so disconnected from their job.
Yeah.
Because, say for example, I don't know, like you're stacking shelves. Let's just put that there, like you're stacking shelves, like you're waking up going, like who's really waking up going, mate, when I wake up today, I'm gonna make sure that the milk is all lined up perfectly, so that when the customer sees it, they're just gonna wanna buy it and put it in their basket. No one's thinking like that. You know what I mean? Maybe the owner of the company is, but you as a worker, you just like, look, like I just need to get this money, so on and so forth. I'm gonna do this like that, and then I'm gonna do this like this. You do that for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're gonna become disillusioned. But then it's like, okay, you don't want to do that, but what is it that you actually want to do? And I think also as well, and I can say I'm a victim of this as well, is that it's so funny, even when I think of it or even when I say it, but it is true as well. But people, and I'm guilty of this as well at some times, are actually scared of being successful.
See, I've heard that saying before, I'll be straight, I've never really understood it.
No, but it was in the, so like, me and Carter both read a book called The Millionaire Mindset. And in that book, I think he explains it well, like T. Harv Eker, good book, amazing book, I recommend it. And he says that, like, people are like, oh my days, like, imagine if I make 10 million. Like, some people may be like, oh snap, what happens if I lost that money? What would everyone say about me? Or like, can I deal with the taxes? I don't want to make a bad mistake with that money. Are people really gonna like me for me?
Or they say like money's the root of all evil.
Yeah, like, or like, oh, my friend's gonna be genuine towards me. Is everyone that I meet only gonna be that? People could be thinking like that, but on a subconscious level, of course, if I say take 10 million, who's gonna say no? But in the case of like, oh, go out there, be great, do this and do that. It's like, oh snap, like is my wife or my husband gonna love me for me, or they're just gonna love me for my money, you know? So I know, so just say you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and wherever, like you're making a modest income, and then all of a sudden, bam, like you do something, and then you become a multi-million-dollar company. You know what I mean? Actually, just to quickly digress, like I heard, I don't know if you could confirm it, if Jeff Bezos is getting a divorce.
Yeah, it's happening.
So I'm not saying that this is related, but I'm just saying that. So I digress back to what I was saying. It was that okay, you're making a modest income, and then you do something. I know you start a business, you start making millions. You know, and it's like, oh snap, you know, what's gonna happen with the relationship? A funny story. Read about the owner of Addison Lee, right? And he was talking about how in the early days, obviously he was starting his cab office and he was working late and so on and so forth, really trying to build it up. And he actually, and he said his wife at the time actually said, I think they had 2-3 kids, actually said at the time, like, why don't you just get a normal job, a normal 9-to-5 job? And he said that is the reason why he had to leave her.
Sure.
Yeah. Cause he was like, I'm trying to start this business, I'm trying to do this and all that. And his wife's literally saying, forget that, like, I want you to come home, you know, like you're out there late, you're not coming home, you know, like I don't get to see you a lot. Which is, okay, cool, it's understandable, but the guy is striving for greatness. He's trying to start a business, trying to start an empire to help the children that you guys have.
Oh, boy, I'm picking up a lot of shit from what you're saying, because you're saying you're giving a lot of different gems, innit?
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about the self-talk, yeah? Which I think is major key, do you know what I mean? When people are saying, like, will my family still love me and all this shit.
Yeah.
That's a key element, yeah? You're also talking about everybody being in alignment with you.
Yeah.
Or those around you being in alignment with you. Do you know what I mean? I think, yeah.
So I can say, like if you've got a partner, or you know what I mean, and you're together now, on a subconscious, you may be like, well, they obviously love me for me. I mean, I haven't got much, you know, so they're obviously with me for me. Like, what happens if, you know what I mean, I get a couple million, you know? Is this relationship still going to be the same? Of course, it's going to affect the relationship overnight, but how is it? Because this is not how the person met me, you know? And some people may just be like on a subconscious, like you may sabotage it just for that. And I say it on a subconscious because you may not even know that you're doing it. And it's very interesting. So, and I say it to say that, and yeah, like, so like he broke up with her, you know? And, but I mean, what a decision. Some guys would have just said, oh, you know what? Cool. I don't want a divorce. You know, we got children. Let me just pack it in and let me just do something. You know what I mean? And just live this life. You know. And can you imagine? But he didn't. And obviously, Addison Lee is what it is now. Like it is what it is now. So, and gosh, and it's even funny as well. Like I'm not in that situation, but you could imagine that the children have obviously benefited from their father's company, but damn, he had to leave his wife to do it. You know what I mean? To get that support.
Well, you know, yeah, when you're obviously we're both in a job at the moment, for those that don't know. On the way out, but in a job at the moment. When I say on the way out, I'm not talking about moving to another job and all this shit. I'm talking about the big stuff, you know? But when you're in the 9 to 5, yeah, what is the thing that gets you up in the morning every day? Do you know what I mean? I'll say purpose obviously is one thing that we sort of discussed.
Yeah.
But what else? Like how? Like what do you say to yourself?
Because look, let's just be honest. You need the job, no matter what it is. I mean, I spoke about stacking shelves earlier. Yeah, mate, stack the shelf, bro. Stack it because you need income. That's how you're gonna achieve any of your goals. It's like there's nothing that can't be. I mean, you're gonna have to, like, you're just gonna have to just go and get a job, no matter what the job is. You know, if you're able-bodied, you should be working. You know what I mean? Like, if you're able-bodied and you need money, you should be working. In my personal opinion, like, if you're able-bodied and you're not working, it depends, innit? It depends, like, boy, like that's a touchy situation. But I think you should be working. I think you should be working, you know what I mean? If your money situation, if you don't need to work, fair enough, innit? But in my opinion, if you need the money, then you should be working. You know what I mean? And no discrimination, isn't it? Like, but like, you get your money however you get your money, isn't it? Whether it's a job, whether you're on the road doing some crud, it is what it is. Like, but
you know what? Yeah, I think like anybody that's in a 9 to 5, yeah, I think to make it easier for yourself, like just have a plan, bruv. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like have a plan, like have a reason why you're going there. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I couldn't imagine actually bringing myself to go to a workplace and just doing the job like without having a exit plan or like a vision for the future. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's vital, bro.
Yeah.
Like that you have a plan. Do you know what I mean? So if me, for example, cool. Well, let me go to work. Let me get my money. Let me put it in my trading account. Let me trade the money and leverage myself. Do you get what I'm saying? To a point where my trading can support my essentials every single month. Do you get what I'm saying? That is a plan in place. I know how much I need to achieve it. I know how much I need to put away every single month. I know how much I need to make every single month. Do you know what I mean? But some people literally just go to the workplace,
yeah,
and they'll just work. Do you know what I mean? And they end up in that workplace for 10, 20 years. Do you know what I mean? Or they might get a mortgage on a house and they're stuck for years. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a guy who I work with, got a yard, got a few properties here and there. Do you know what I mean? Cash poor, yeah, asset rich, scrimping and scraping. Do you know what I mean? On paper, he's living in a good house. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he's doing well, but cash poor. Do you know what I mean? He can't liquidate his assets like that, and I think that's a big issue.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, if you need the money, go and work, of course. But it's funny because, you know, like, what do they always say to, like, the street guys? You know, like, oh, you gotta have the exit plan. Just say, like, you're out there selling drugs on the road, right?
Yeah.
Every single person will tell you, okay, whether that's good or bad, but you have to be able to get out. You need to exit plan. But not a lot of people have that for their own job or for their own life, you know? So you see the guys, and they always say, should have quit when he was ahead and so on and so forth. It's very easy, you know what I mean? But it's the same principle that should be that, you know what I mean? Me, I'm definitely looking to incorporate for the job as well, you know? And just try and go on your own and try and do something else, you know?
Do you know what I think it is, yeah, as well? It's the fear, do you know what I mean? Of for a lot of people, like, of sort of getting out, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do they actually genuinely believe they can do it? And I think the thought of them not being able to do it but trying kills a lot of people, do you get what I'm saying? Some people don't get started because they don't have the belief in themselves, or they fear losing so much that they'd rather not try. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, people that, oh, I'm only going to play the game to win, or I'm the type of guy that's not going to play the game if I'm not going to win, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to try though, and you have to take the first step and just fucking get on your way. Do you get what I'm saying? Otherwise, you just live a life that you live for someone else. Do you know what I mean? You wake up, you go to a workplace, you do what you got to do, stack the shelves or call the phones or do whatever it is for someone else's pocket and not yours in the end. You know what I mean?
But also, I also want to add as well, that's if you don't like your job.
Yeah, of course.
If you like your job, by all means, stay
disclaimer.
there. Yeah, big disclaimer. Like, if you like your job, like if I use the example, like you're a doctor or something like that, something along them lines. Of course, like, hold on to your job, and you know you get joy from that, and you're getting a good wage, and you could provide. Then by all means, do that. You know what I mean? If that's because you have purpose.
Yeah.
So why are you gonna deviate from the purpose? You know. But I mean, how many times have you said it? Like, or everyone said it, or like with the most likely in the job that they're in. Like me, like when I was young, this is not what I wanted to do. Like this was the last thing that was on it. I wanted it because there was money there, or I needed a job. 5-10 years fly by quick, and then you're like, oh snap! Like I'm still here. You know, it's never too late, but it also depends on what kind of situation that you get yourself in as well. And you don't want to be regretting.
What do you think, yeah, the future holds? This is such a change in the subject. I've sort of sprung out of nowhere. But like, what do you actually think will be, like, what do you think the world will look like sort of 5-10 years from now? It is a mad, forward-thinking question.
The only thing I can guarantee is that
And what do you think will be important? Do you know what I mean? In making money in the next 5 to 10 years.
The internet, social media. I don't know. Something can just come out tomorrow that just revolutionizes the game. You know, like. But I think, kind of similar to what you said like a few weeks ago, having like a mobile business.
Yeah.
Or just being able on the go, like on demand, you know. It's very easy for me to say, oh yeah, like you gotta have an online presence, but it's having an online presence is just not gonna be enough. It's how do you actively go out there and use technology to benefit yourself, you know? Because or how you even use the internet.
I think it's still early days in the internet though, you know. Like I still like same way we talk about cryptocurrency, and we sort of say like, like mass adoption isn't upon us yet. Do you get what I'm saying? I genuinely think the same with the internet, you know. Still, like I still think it's very early days. Like if you're blowing up on the internet at the moment, you're one of the pioneers and the guys who done it early. Do you know what I mean? Because that space hasn't been around for that long, really. What, 19 years, really? Not even that. Less than that. Do you know what I mean? So that's one of my fears actually when it came to like putting myself out there on the internet and shit like that. Is like, bruv, I missed the boat. Do you get what I'm saying? Is Instagram done? Is YouTube done? Do you know what I mean? I was on YouTube fucking early, and if I stuck at it, then like, who knows? Do you know what I mean? But back to what I was saying, that obviously I'm on YouTube now, and I was thinking, bruv, I missed the boat on so and so. But I think the boat is still not even at the fucking port yet. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really think it's still early days on the internet, man, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the space evolves. Do you know what I mean? I think personal brands are going to be quite important as well. I've heard that from a few people that I really do respect, man. They were saying, obviously, instead of focusing on the corporate company, with the internet, like it's so easy to be a personal brand.
People want to know you.
Do you know what I mean?
They want to know who they're buying from. You know, these days anyway, and it's a lot of responsibility as well.
But I think one thing as well to note on the internet and YouTube and shit like that, like even guys who are not on the internet, like you have to really look and observe and see like the opportunity that's in front of you. Do you know what I mean? And I think like, I'm starting to clock it. Like everyone who is a celebrity who's doing well in life at the moment is utilizing these social media platforms. You know what I mean? Random example, yeah. Gordon Ramsay, fam. I've been watching shitloads of cooking videos just for fun. I don't know why, it's just caught me. You're in the rabbit hole.
I've been on his channel recently.
Do you know how many subs he's got?
I know it was at 2.5 or something.
Mate, the guy's got 10 million nearly.
Oh God.
10 million subscribers on YouTube. Gordon Ramsay. Mate, the guy is changing the space, putting value out every day, showing you how to fucking dice lobsters and all these pork loins and shit like that, fam. And people love it, bruv. People love it. Do you get what I'm saying? I'll be watching it for no reason either. Do you know what I mean?
I remember his nightmare shows.
Yeah. But I think to myself, like, what he owns a restaurant business. He's a TV reality star. Do you know what I mean? So why the fuck is he on YouTube? Do you know what I mean? Surely there's something in that. Do you know what I mean? To show you that shit is fucking powerful. If guys who are already megastars on TV, already successful business owners, restaurant owners, shit like that. Like restaurant business, it's not related to the internet at all. You can't distribute, well you can, but you can't really like distribute meals online. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the same way you could distribute clothing.
It's not like a takeaway business where...
Do you know what I mean? Like
his restaurants.
Sit down Michelin star restaurants this guy owns. And man's doing YouTube videos. But I guarantee that shit's feeding back into his restaurants. Because even me, I want to go to fucking try the beef Wellington, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At Gordon Ramsay, bruv. Or I want to try buy one of his cookbooks and shit like that. So it's killer, man. And I think it's got to be something that you focus on, man. Anybody that's watching this, you have to focus on your personal brand. Just put value out to the people, man. Do you know what I mean? Just put it out there.